Let's go.
Steve, Liverpool on Saturday, then Arsenal. It's a huge double header. What's the approach to those games, and could it be that you take with you positive results out of either of them, starting with Liverpool on Saturday? It's the launch pad that Nottingham Forest are looking for in terms of getting the season up and running.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Liverpool are a huge test. Is a huge test. There's no doubt about that. And whenever and wherever you play them, that doesn't change. Good start. We're fully aware of that. I think where we're at the moment, obviously, with where we are in the league and recent results, we've got to take it one game at a time, and we've got to look at everything in isolation, while obviously trying to build a real identity. Certainly we have a spirit. There's no doubt about that. You see that in recent games, and how committed the guys are to wanting to do well and wanting to improve, and even some of the improvements that we have made over recent weeks to continue to strive with that work. So it's a brilliant test, but these are the games that the club has longed for so many years, and I think we should also remember that, because if we can bear that in mind, I know we'll create a really good atmosphere, which is normal in our stadium anyway, and that can help us on the day as well. But we're not looking, as you said in the question, to further ahead than that. We're just focusing on Liverpool. We're focusing on what it takes to do well in the game, and we've got to really back that plan and commit to it.
Well, on that stadium, Liverpool, obviously they got the lift-off they were looking for against Manchester City. Huge result for them. But what have you made of their start so far? And have you seen any areas that you're looking to exploit?
As I said, it's whenever and wherever you play Liverpool, they are one of the biggest threats in the league. There's no doubt about that. Amazing club, and great manager, great players, etc., etc. So I don't pay any attention to if there's ever a good or bad or indifferent time to play a team like Liverpool and City and Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever. It's look at the game in isolation, and they are a top team, and that's our approach to it. But as you say, we've got to analyse them thoroughly. We've got to think about how we can get good moments in the game, and we've got to believe in that, because if we don't, then we don't give ourselves any chance. And belief is a big thing for us at the moment, because obviously we're striving to improve. We're striving to be in a better league position, and you do that by picking up points. So let's go into this game, respecting how much of a test it is, but at the same time really backing ourselves to do well.
Toffolo, very unlucky on Tuesday night. Obviously, being substituted. How is he, Stephen?
Yeah, no, he's
Mangala as well.
Well, Harry's injured. He's unfortunately picked up a hamstring injury, so that will rule him out for a little while. Aurier and Serge are, as I said after the game, have been out injured, and we're not ready to complete the 90 minutes. And obviously, with the amount of changes you can make now, you can half plan for certain changes. So they were in-game changes that were, like, some of them were forced on, others we planned to do anyway, and that's where we're at. But Lewis still hasn't recovered from his illness. As I said, Harry picked up that hamstring the other day, and the longer term injuries are where they are.
How close is Lewis O'Brien's hip? I know he's been out with a bit of a bug illness. Is he any closer, specifically with Liverpool in mind?
No, I don't think so. It's he's still poorly, to be fair. So helping as much as we can with his recovery and really trying to get to the bottom of it. So he's taking a bit of a hit on it, unfortunately.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Steve.
Cheers.
Steve, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. If you can't win, then don't lose. Bill Cliche. But you did that against Brighton.
Yeah.
In doing that, do you also sacrifice a little something at the other end of the pitch? And is that the balance you're looking for?
Well, we definitely have in the couple of draws that we've had recently. I think that's definitely a fair question, and I think we are finding the balance between getting the defending and the attacking right in the games. And I think at times early on in the season, we expose ourselves to too many areas to be exploited defensively, and we got punished for that. So you try and address that, and then obviously, you know, there can be a little bit of a trade-off with what you do with the ball. But our ideas haven't changed in terms of, certainly since I've been here, the philosophy hasn't changed. What we are now is in just a tougher test of really putting that on show, and we've always wanted to keep clean sheets, and we've always wanted to score goals, and we've wanted to do it in the way that we believe in how we play. You definitely, I think, being a newly promoted team, have to do more defending than what you do in the Championship. I think that's a given, and you have to understand and respect that. But I also, like I said, after the Brighton game, when you do get the ball, you've got to be better with it than what we were last season, and even at times what we've shown this season, because you know, you at times don't get loads of opportunity to make opportunities, and that's a real sort of balancing act that we're addressing sort of day in, day out, never mind just game days. But our first idea is still to have the ball. Our first idea is still to be as high up the pitch as we can, and to get good numbers up the pitch and try and create as many positive attacking moments that we can, and we've got to aim to do that better than what we've done in previous games, while knowing that we've got to have the right numbers and the right defensive strategy at the same time, and we do a lot of work on it, and, you know, committing to improving.
Somehow you've got to exploit weaknesses in the Liverpool team. That's your job. How do you do that, and what are they?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what we think they might be. Yeah, and there might not be that many, but at the same time, you've got to go into these games really backing yourself and really thinking that you can make a difference, both as a player, with a plan, with being at home, with the stadium and the support that we get. So we're not going to go into the game fearing it and in awe of Liverpool. As I said in the opening question, we respected one of the real powerhouses of the league, and any day you play them is as tough as it can get, particularly if they're on their day, and we have to be almost perfect in all parts of our game to play well. But why not, you know? And so, like I said, you know, we will analyse them like we analyse every other opponent, while trying to have the impact in the game with our ideas, and you know, a bit of good momentum, a good start, a bit of luck, who knows, you know? But we'll be going into the game with confidence. As I said, we know that the results are nowhere near where we want them and where they should be, but the spirit is strong, the togetherness is strong, and we don't look like a set of players and staff that have had poor results, because that can easily happen. You know, when you get some harsh defeats and things like that, we're actually really determined and probably more motivated than ever, and I think you saw a good side of that at Brighton. So we've got to keep building on that while trying to improve with the ball and improve all areas of our game. And as I've said many times, this is a brilliant football challenge, and we're really committed to it.
And finally, coach on coach, Jürgen Klopp. I mean, you know how demanding the role is that you've got here. And when you look at what he's done in recent years with
amazing.
At that level, how do you assess him?
I've got massive respect and admiration for. Well, I do for every manager, as you just said. It's a unique role and life that we live, and Jürgen's, you know, miles more experienced than me in terms of years in the job and the amount of games. So any manager only has the utmost respect from me. But then you look at the success that he's had, and I know Liverpool fairly well because I spent time there as a younger coach, and you know, there are high demands there, and he's obviously had great success. So we're looking forward to going up against one of his teams. But in the end, you know, when it comes to the match day, we've got to be more focused on ourselves than them. That goes as an individual as well as a team, and you know, aim to get success in the game. And we're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks.
Can I just ask one quick one, if that's all right?
Go on, mate.
Yourselves and Leicester have swapped places a couple of times recently at the bottom. Same would happen tonight if Leicester was a point against Leeds. Given the stage of the season that you're at, how closely are you actually keeping an eye on what the teams around you are doing?
Honestly, we're not, because in the end, you know, we've just got to, if we want to get out of the situation we're in, we've got to do it ourselves, and that's by picking up points and overtaking the teams that are above us, regardless of who that is. And as I just said, there's only one way to do that, and that's to win, and if not win, draw. So there's no point at the moment in thinking of any other team than ourselves, and that's entirely where we're at.
Hi Steve.
Hi,
Just
mate.
a few quick follow-ups from myself. Of course, there was a brilliant game here against Liverpool last season where things, could have been a game that Forest could have easily have won. Do you draw on performances like that in previous experiences, or is it pretty second set?
I think we draw on the atmosphere, and not just from that game, but in all of our games at the City Ground. We're obviously a different set of players now, and there will be some players who played in that game that can play again, and others that won't. So yes and no. It's an easy sort of comparison because we played them fairly not that long ago. Didn't seem that long ago, but completely different circumstances now. And obviously that was a cup tie. This is a league game, and so we're not thinking about that too much. We're just thinking about the process of how we do well in the game, and that's got to be including getting the supporters behind us again, which there's no doubt that's what they've been brilliant at so far, but we've got to give something to support in terms of our approach to the game, and that would be helpful. So like I said, where we're at now, different league positions and whatever, we're treating it game by game, and not looking any deeper than that really.
You mentioned, of course, about the atmosphere and the supporters, being for us all throughout the season.
Yeah.
Much of a key role could they play in Forest getting a result?
Yeah, massive. Yeah, there's no doubt about that, and I'm quite fortunate really, and that I'm not a manager that has to try and rally up our supporters, because they do it off their own back, and that's something we'll never take for granted, of course, because we've got to start giving them something back. But yeah, I think it'll be a bit of a given really, the atmosphere, and like I say, we don't take it for granted, and if anything, we've got to make sure that we do our bit on the pitch so we can match what they do off it, and if we do that, as I've said many times here, even last season, we give ourselves a much better opportunity of being at our best on the day. So we've got to really focus on that.
And just finally for me, of course, 11 games through the Premier League season now for Forest. On a personal note, how are you finding being head coach in the Premier League?
Well, on a personal note, it's always been a very important thing to me to be the manager of this football club. So that hasn't changed, and my pride and belonging here has only grown throughout my time here. It was strong at the start. It's even stronger now, and even in recent weeks where the support that the supporters have shown in tough times and difficult moments has made me even more motivated to do well for them. And similar to what I just said about the support, and the personal support that I have, I don't take it for granted. There'll never be any entitlement from me in thinking that that's how it's always going to be. I've got to earn that, and how's it going for me? It's a continuation of the pride and the honour of being involved in this football club, but my main focus is doing well for the supporters, and that's my real driver at the moment.